It's Monday. God, I never hated a Monday more than today. And why is that? How am I supposed to focus on classwork after everything that happened last weekend? Why can't I just stay home with Yuri all day? I just want to cuddle under the covers with her and talk to her until I can truly understand her. Well, technically I could do that, but Yuri definitely wouldn't spring for it. Knowing her, she'd balk at the thought of missing school. Despite having all these problems and even bullies to deal with. Actually, that's kinda strange, how she never misses school. Even if she is a total bookworm, she's got to feel at least some reluctance, right? Especially on bad days, or on days where the bullies come after her. Fortunately, the bullies only target her when she's alone. And between the club and I, Yuri's not along often anymore. That's a relief. But even if the bullies are taken out of the equation, it can't be easy going to school sometimes. If my unwillingness can be that strong on exam days, how must she feel on uncertain days? She said that she cuts when she's feeling overwhelmed. Don't tell me she... at school... Isn't it in school where she did cut her first time? Damn it, Midas, stop thinking these things. Stop doubting Yuri. But aren't I right in worrying about Yuri like that? Is this doubt well placed? Maybe doubt is the wrong word. After all, I'm just genuinely worried about both her mental and physical health. How could I not, after seeing her arm like that? I don't even know if she cuts anywhere else in her body either. She's gotta have done that, right? There's only so much you can cut a single arm. I don't like the thought of that. Burying my face in my hands, I sigh. Why do I suddenly feel so guilty about thinking these things? I don't want to change how I see Yuri, but at the same time, I just can't help it. Emi, Yuri, or even Sir Sakurai, please wake us up. You would just ignore it and try to treat her normally? But I still have to be careful of triggering an episode. At the same time, I don't want to expect that she cuts 24/7. Well, from what I understand, she's going to stay with us from now on, so I guess it'll be easier to check up on her. She doesn't do that, does she? I don't even know how often she harms herself. Obviously, she can't do it when she's talking to someone, when she's alone. Well, she only said that she does it when her feelings come to a head though. Freak. She called herself a freak. I have to wonder, did she start calling herself that on her own accord? Or did she internalize others' work? Ooh. That's an interesting take on it. Sleeping again, Midas. Not this time, I swear. See to it that I don't catch you sleeping anymore, young man. You got it. I did notice that you were zoned out the whole day though. Anything up with you? Nah, not really. I've just been thinking stuff. By the way, when would you define a freak as? Why are you asking this all of a sudden? Just answer the question. I guess a freak would be a person who's abnormal? In what sense though? That's it? But can't you say that I am a freak then? If for instance, I watch anime more than the average person. Well, no. A freak would be abnormal in a grotesque kind of way. That's kind of a bad word choice, Yuri. That is if you were to call someone a freak in a mean-spirited manner. There are loads of different definitions you could use, so you kind of need the context for it. Why, is someone bullying you? Aww, she cares for us. Yuri's tone suddenly sharpens into a more serious one. No, thanks for the concern. She immediately relaxes at that. That's why we elected her as representative. She genuinely cares about the class. I'm just wondering, if you ever need to think out loud, I'll be here. It's my duty class No, ask your friend. That's sweet of you, Yuri. Thanks. If we're in the same class next term, I'll be sure to vote for you again. Thanks. Are you heading to the literature club after this? Yep. And what are you doing after school? I'm in the Kendo club. Ooh, dang. I knew you were part of the fan club, but I didn't know you also did kendo. I may be short, but I'm pretty good at it, if I do say so myself. I'm trying to climb up the ranks in the club. With any luck, I'll be captain of the team by the time I'm 3rd year. It'll be a dream to become the ultimate swordsman. Given how passionate you are about it, I'm sure you will. The bell rings, interrupting your conversation. Speaking of which, I gotta go. See ya, Midas. Have fun. My thoughts turn toward Yuri again as I leave the classroom. Hopefully it's not too much for her if I continue talking to her about everything. It should be a release for her, right? At least, I hope so. Midas? Yuri's waiting for me at our usual spot. I want to get going. Of course. We walk in silence for a bit. It's like Yuri's secret is weighing down heavily on us. Or on me at least. I don't know if the events of the weekend are on her mind as well. Maybe I'm just the one who's making things weird. It's not bad of Midas. Let's just tighten the mood a bit. You looking forward to the literature club? As much as I would any other day, I suppose. Why? Is there something special happening today? No, it's just that it feels so normal to be going to the club. Like after what happened on the weekend. God damn it, Midas, you can't help returning to this topic, huh? Well, it felt like things would change. Here we are, doing the same things as usual. Not that doing the same things bad though. Sorry for constantly talking about this stuff. No, it's fine. It's only natural that you'd want to know more about everything. Are you saying I don't know a lot yet? However, not all change is necessarily bad. For instance, it's been freeing to be able to share these feelings with someone. Maybe brushes her hand against mine, causing me to grab hold of it. Yeah, I'm definitely glad that change happened. We arrive at the club room and step inside. For once, it seems like Yuri and I are the last ones to the club. Well, looks like these lovebirds are late. Had a secret tryst on your way over here? God, Monica. A blush spreads across Yuri's face that makes even me feel embarrassed. No, besides we're not even late. So don't protest too much, thanks. Save it, Shakespeare. That is from Shakespeare, actually. Hamlet, to be specific. Just in Yuri to know every single literary reference there is. Don't tell me we're going to start a unit of Shakespeare in the club now. Don't worry, I wouldn't inflict on you guys. I wouldn't inflict that on you guys. Not right now, at least. Oh no. I can't tell if she's being serious or not. Anyway, now that everyone's here, we can now start our meeting. Once again, Sayori popped out of the closet to join in the conversation. I guess Sayori is helping reorganize Nancy's manga or something. Midas, you're finally here! Finally? What's that supposed to mean? Obviously, it means that you two were slowpokes. How many times are we going to have to say that we weren't too late? All in good fun, Midas. So what did everyone do over the weekend? Are we going to lie our way out of this? It's kinda surreal to think that people were going about their days normally while Yuri and I were talking about such dark subject matters. Homework and manga for me. That sounds about right. I just had some part-time work too. Will that be expanded in her route? Kind of, where is it? If it is something cute, like a waitress job in a maid cafe. What do you think I am? It was, this and that. Sayori, what did you do? Wait, so you work as a maid? I would love to see that if that's true. If she doesn't want to talk about it given the sudden change of subject. Maybe she really is working in a maid cafe. Now I really want to do a Natsuki route. I just want to see her in a maid costume. I got up on sleep. Sayori, you sleep every day. There's no way you need to catch up on sleep. Mimi, you can never have too much sleep. That's true. I can definitely relate to that. I never have enough sleep myself. She sighs, a wry smile on her face. Not only do I have cram school and tennis practice every day, but I also have to deal with class rep and club duties. Jeez, humble brag much. Do you ever have any time to yourself? Free time? To be honest, I'm busy so often, it's kind of a foreign concept to me. Ouch. Now I feel even more bad since Monica doesn't have her own route and you can't know more about her. That's what I get for signing up on so many things to do, though. It can be truly surprising what a single person is capable of. That's just an exaggeration. There are lots of downsides to this kind of lifestyle. Monica's face visibly falls. It does sound kind of hellish to not have time to yourself. What do you mean kinda hellish? That hurts. Does she even hang out with her friends outside of school? Enough about me. What did you do, Yuri? No. He gives me a fleeting glance. Yuri and I hung out over the weekend. Nice save. We talked about a lot of stuff. Wow, what a lovely dovey couple you are. Thanks for saving a PDA for the weekends. Natsuki pantomimes barfing, causing Sayuri to giggle. Don't do that. I'm going to do your route. Like, you're the last girl I'll do since, I don't know, save best girl for last. When did you guys start dating? I'm going to return all this teasing tenfold. Well, in another timeline, I guess. Isn't that right, Yuri? I suppose so. Well, it looks like we all have supremely exciting lives, eh? Really living on the edge, alright. How about we keep up with the excitement and share poetry now? Crap, I totally forgot to write a poem. So does that mean Yuri doesn't have one too? I kinda have to talk to Yuri first. Privately. You should be a curious look. Alright, we can just... Might be a long conversation, so you guys can go ahead and share poetry first. Is everyone else okay with that? Yuri? Everyone nods in affirmation. Okay then, don't take too long. You bet I'm going to take as long as possible. We're gonna sneak a poem in the hallways. Alright, come on Yuri, let's step outside for a bit. So what is it you want to talk to me about? Oh well, to be honest I needed a distraction because I forgot to write a poem. Midas. Oh wait, don't go back in. Yuri sighs then smiles patronizingly. And why is that? Thanks for putting up with me. And now that I think about it, there is something I wanted to talk to you about anyway. I actually thought of this conversation back inside, but... What is it? Oh. Okay. That took a dark turn. You're going to tell the others about your self-harm. No! She immediately panics at my question. I didn't mean right now. I just mean eventually, when you're comfortable, of course. I see. But I don't know if I will be able to tell them, even in the future. Wouldn't you want your friends to know what's going on in your life? They could provide as much support as I do, only multiplied by 4. No. No? He looks at the ground, not meeting my eyes. I can't. You wouldn't be able to stand it if they started treating me differently. What do you mean? Can't things just stay the same, please? Yuri, you even said it yourself. Sometimes, change is necessary. I didn't say that. I said that change isn't necessarily bad. But in this case, it's neither necessary nor positive. What do you mean? They'd be supporting you. I don't see anything bad with that. All it'll do is change how others see me. But how can you get better without people supporting and standing by your side? Look, Midas, even you see me differently now. Don't try to argue otherwise. It's only to be expected. I know you're trying your best. Yuri, please, let's just let this matter go. Alright. If you're not comfortable talking about it, I won't force you to. Thank you. Now if you'll excuse me, what are you gonna do? You don't have a poem. He slides open the door and slips through. I can't help but feel like this is a conversation that will turn into that we'll return to later. At least she knows where I stand on the subject. Of course, it's difficult for me to understand her point of view sometimes, but I really do think that she should confide with others too, and not just me. For now though, I have to figure out an excuse for forgetting my poem. It's crazy to think how fast time is flying by. It seemed like only yesterday I found out about Yuri's self-harming tendencies. I was absent-mindedly thumbing through my phone, and once again reminded that February has already started. The past few weeks felt like they haven't even happened at all. Well, I guess that's not strictly true. I mean, yeah, in many different ways, life remained the same. Still a couple, school hasn't changed much, we're still in the literature club. Despite the apparent normality, things felt different. For obvious reasons, I guess. Yuri's also started becoming a little more. I don't know what the word is. Obsessive? Oh no. Nothing too crazy, but she's been texting me a lot more than usual. I didn't notice that she replies instantly. Oh, so I guess she's not staying with us then. Kinda like she's been glued to her phone. Maybe she's still worried that I'm judging her? After all, she did reveal a very intimate part of herself to me. The pang of anxiety shoots through me. I don't think I'll ever get that scene out of my head. Dang, the bold text is giving me bad omens. When I first saw her, razor blade in hand, blood on the floor. Even after a few weeks, the images still burned into my mind. The other girls are still oblivious, and Yuri's stance on whether or not she should tell them hasn't changed at all. I sigh, and rarely rub my hands through my hair. What am I meant to do? Perhaps I should. Don't tell me this is a choice. Okay, thank you. One day my phone will stop interrupting me when I'm deep in thought. Oh! Hey Mom. Midas! It's been so long. It really has, hasn't it? When's the last time we talked? My goodness, I think it was before Halloween. That means it's been around 3 months. Jeez. Anyway, what's new? Actually, what about Yuri? You couldn't ask sooner. Are you guys together yet? Well, I can practically hear the anticipation through the phone screen. Yeah, we are. I had the feeling you'd tell me that. Look at you, my little prince, all grown up. Really? Little prince? Sorry. It's just that from my mother's perspective. Well, your son's first girlfriend is big news. Aww, at least she's being supportive. I can't wait to meet her. You'll only get to meet her if you promise not to embarrass me when she's over. I can't make any promises. I roll my eyes. I can practically see the smug smirk on her face, even though we're 100 miles apart. Anyway, oh yeah, December exam results. Oh yes, I hope you studied hard and got grades you need, young man. Don't worry, I did just fine. Sapphire gave me my results last week and he was pretty impressed. To be honest, I was pretty surprised myself. Overall, I did well. But I really aced Japanese, history, and English. That's excellent to hear, sweetheart. Well done. A small laugh filters through the phone speaker. What's so funny, Ma? I just remember you saying that Yuri's a huge fan of literature, and she's constantly reading books, right? Yeah. Well, assuming you guys discuss these books, let's clear that she's rubbing off you. It seems like she's really helping you appreciate literature, making you more analytical and thoughtful yourself. Clearly it's showing in your grades. I'm curious, will that change if I chose Sayuri and Natsuki? Really? I never even thought about that. Does it happen in every relationship? Well, your partner is bound to rub off you, positively or negatively. Hard to say, really. It's definitely common, though. You spend so much time with your partner that you subconsciously start copying their mannerisms and tendencies. That kind of echoed at the back of my mind that we'll be starting to cut ourselves. I hope my imagination is wrong. And that may be useful, especially now. Why? Toot toot, it's Valentine's Day coming up soon, Midas. Oh yeah, it's February. If her personality is rubbing off you, you might find it easier to think of something special for her. I totally forgot about Valentine's. And the year you get a girlfriend, you forget about such a romantic day. When you put it like that, it does seem a little logical. But it's not for a week, so I still got time. Don't dawdle, sweetheart. You'll be amazed at how quickly that week will slip by. Okay. I get it. I'll think of something. Anyway, what have you been up to? Given that it's been a while since you called, I imagine you must be really busy. There's a sigh on the other end. Yes, you're right. Clients have been so demanding over the past few weeks. The projects, technologies, strategies. I'll be so glad when this business quarter is over. Your technologies and strategies? What do you mean? Well, I won't bore you with all the finer details. Basically, our company has rolled out a new app. We're supposed to use it when we're talking to our clients, and as it's meant to boost communication efficiency. The only problem is, it's not exactly intuitive. Rather the opposite. There's not been much company training on how to use it. So we basically had to do our own research on how it works. It's tedious, but better than not knowing what to do, I suppose. Unfortunately, I have to go, sweetheart. It was lovely catching up with you again, rather. And I promise it won't be so long until we next talk, okay? It's fine, Mom. You've been really busy, so don't worry about it. I'll see what I can do. About what? Oh, nothing. Forget I said anything. Bye, Midas. I love you. Love you too, Ma. It's actually quite sweet that our mom is talking to us. As I put my phone back into my pocket, my mother's words continue to swirl around my head. We've had to do our own research on how it works. Maybe. Of course, the answer was right there. Answer to what, though? Why didn't I research self-harm on the internet? Oh, okay. Why didn't I research self-harm on the internet before? Man, I can be really dumb sometimes. Just as I make up my way up to my computer, my phone rings. Who is it this time? Speak of the devil. Hi, Midas. Hey, Yuri. I tried calling you just now. You weren't around. Oh, nah, I was just talking to Mom. So that's probably why I didn't see your call. Your mother? It's been a while since you've spoken, so it was really nice to catch up with her again. I can imagine. How is she? Stressed, but she's doing fine. She was happy to hear about my exam results. Guess that parental instinct never goes away, huh? I laughed to myself before realizing what they just said. You dumbass. Oh, sorry, I meant like... It's okay. There's an awkward silence for a moment. I was wondering, can you come... Oh, we're going to her place this time. I've been missing you. I frowned slightly. It's a Sunday, Yuri. The last time you saw me was Friday in school. It's only been 2 days. Is everything alright? She lives alone. Yes, I'm fine. I just really wanted to see you right now. I was about to say why not be video call, but then again, it looks like our phone right here doesn't have a front cam. Okay, I'll be right over. So this is my first time going to Yuri's house, huh? Strange to think that this is my first time it's happening. Even though we've known each other for months. After exchanging a kiss, I take a seat on the bed right next to Yuri. She's blushing slightly. You know, the bedroom looks exactly how I imagined it would. What do you mean? It just looks really elegant and tidy. Much like you. And of course, only you would have such a huge bookshelf right next to your bed. How many times have you tried to reach over the bookshelf when you're snuggled under your sheets? She smiles bashfully. It never stops being heartwarming. Maybe a few times. By the way, Midas. Would you... Oh. Your cuts, I'm guessing? Get your mind out of the gutter. Yikes. My what? I'm painfully aware of the suggestive tone the conversation has suddenly adopted. Judging by the furious blushing on your face, it's safe to say that I'm not the only one. Oh no. Wait, is it really that or the cuts? No, you probably think it's really weird. Wait, are we thinking of different things? She just wears this simple as a medium-sized black box. What's this? You remember how I said I had a knife collection? Ah, okay. I'm going to show her. She's going to show us her knives. Her knives, mean. A wave of understanding washes over me. I have to fight the urge to laugh at myself. My god, the situation could have been a million times more awkward. You want to show me your knives? You're not weirded out by it? Nah. At one point I was tempted to give you a knife for Christmas, but I figured you already had a few. A few knives is an understatement if it's Yuri involved. Besides, I don't know what types of knives you like. I'm kinda curious, to be honest. I never met someone who collects them. So yeah, go ahead. Apprehension is still visible on her face, but after swallowing nervously, she gently opens the lid. Wow. You weren't kidding when you said you had a collection, were you? I know it must be really weird, I'm sorry. I don't know why I even suggested it. She moves to snap the lid shut, but I reach out and gently grasp her hands. Surprise flickers across her features as she looks at me. If I look closely, I can detect shame in her eyes. It's not weird at all. I accepted you for who you are a long time ago, Yuri. Please don't feel ashamed. Plus, I really want to see these knives of yours. Really? I smile reassuringly at her. Yes. If you're sure. She's gingerly reopening the box and pulls out a small knife. Is this one a dagger? It looks too small to be a knife. It is indeed. This one actually comes from the 18th century, and if I can tell, it's from Spain. Spanish, huh? I slowly take the dagger from here and hold it in my hands. The hilt is silver and the blade comes with a golden sheath. Carefully, I unsheath it. This one isn't particularly sharp, but I would still recommend exercising caution. I turn it over to my hands. It's not exactly a large weapon, but the craftsmanship is undeniable. During the Renaissance age, a dagger such as this one was actually used as part of everyday dress. Okay, I'm gonna learn some life history. In fact, daggers were the only weapons that commoners were permitted to carry. The dagger was very popular in Spain, where it was referred to as a daga or a puñal. I sheath the knife and hand it back to Yuri, puts it back into the box. You really know your stuff, huh? It's really admirable how intelligent you are. Books, science, knives. Is there any limit to your knowledge? She blushes and averts her eyes into the box. You're too kind, Midas. My eyes are drawn to a large curved knife that sits in the middle of the box. This one has a really cool shape. As you move away from the base of the blade, it curves to the side to a point where the head is at a very different angle. This one has a fascinating history. Her face has lit up, and the passion flares behind her eyes. It's the type of fervor you can only see when she's talking about her books. It's actually called the kyoryii, and it's an icon of Nepal. Do you see how the head of the blade is at an angle? This gives the kyoryii immense chopping power. You see, it isn't a knife designed to stab or slice, although you can of course still do that. The head and weight of the blade means that it's very effective at cutting through That sent bad omens. Cutting through flesh. In fact, it's even able to cleanly chop limbs off. I think I know a few fictional serial killers who'd love to use a weapon like this. But what's with the little notch in the handle? Essentially, it's to stop the blood from dripping onto the user's hand. That would make the handle slippery and impractical. And I had no idea that so much thought went into the design of these things. To me, knives are just simple cutting tools with a straight edge. Guess it goes to show how much I know, haha. I don't blame you for thinking like that. An interest in knives is hardly the norm, so it's a given that you would give them that much thought. She holds the kyoryii and slowly turns it around in her hands. From her expression, it's clear that she's admiring the blade. I'll admit that it's a little unusual. After all, if someone told me that one day I'd be looking at my girlfriend admiring a dangerous weapon, I wouldn't believe them. But being with Yuri, it opens my eyes. Or opened my eyes. It helped me see that people have a variety of interests. In a way, it's a refreshing way to see such a uniqueness in a person. What is it about knives that you like so much? I remember you thought about it a long time ago, but I can't remember what you said. But there are so many reasons, some of which make more sense than the others, I suppose. Let's start with a simple reason: craftsmanship. An untold number of hours go into creating knives as you see them. The weight, feel, sharpness and length, design and color. There's also the rather dark association that knives have. Midas, am I wrong thinking that there's something inherently fascinating with the macabre? We're taught to fear the darkness, but there's something so intriguing about it. That's true. If you think about it, I can see what you mean. Like, if we take Halloween, for example, it's pretty much a festival dedicated to the dead, right? It's pretty commercialized, but I've always enjoyed it. So the ghost stories, scaring each other, seeing all of the gruesome costumes people wear. Yuri nods in earnest. Yuri is such an enigma. Different people fear different things. Some people love horror movies, yet others balk at the very thought. And when it comes to knives, well, you only need to look at the world around you to see what kind of reputation they have. And knives never judge you. If you ever use these knives to cut your soul... That's a very direct question. I immediately berate myself for asking such a question like that. It sounded way less insensitive in my head. I'm surprised you even had to ask me that. Just as long as it's not that cookery thing. You have so many, and a lot of these knives look really big and look really sharp. Yuri stays silent. I'm just worried about you, that's all. More silence. It's growing more uncomfortable by the second. I know who you are. I know you are, Midas. It means a lot to me that you care. I was so afraid that you'd break up with me once you saw my scars. No, of course not. If anything, it made me want to be with you even more. Why? Now I want to see you get better. And actually wanted to do some research on self-harm with you. And look up some therapy sessions, but... Oh no, it's bold text. That wouldn't be necessary. The finality in your voice stops you dead. I've already heard such assertion in her voice maybe once. Why not? Because I don't want to go to therapy. Don't you want to stop cutting? Self-harming is the only way I've ever known how to deal with my issues. It's the only way I'd be able to express myself. But we know it's not a healthy way to deal with your feelings, Yuri. What if you cut too deeply? Or cut a vein or something? I won't. I know which places are safe to cut and which are safer areas to avoid. That makes it even worse. That gives you even more of a motivation to continue. It doesn't make me feel much better, you know. Sorry. She sighs deeply. To be honest, I knew you'd eventually ask me to try therapy. I know it's probably hard for you to see it like this, but for me, it really is not that simple. Then help me understand, please, if I must. Although I warn you, you're not going to understand at all. Anyway, she reaches into the box and takes out a silver knife. As she speaks, she rolls it between her fingers, taking utmost care not to accidentally cut herself. Like I said, self-harming has been my only way to be able to deal with my feelings. And yes, I know it's maladaptive, but you have to understand that for me, it's like a routine. It may not be a good approach, but it's the only approach I have. But we could change that, Yuri. What's the whole point of therapy? To get me to start self-harming? In other words, losing my only way I've ever known how to control myself. I simply couldn't imagine another way of dealing with things. I'm right here, Yuri! Plus, the thought of opening up to a complete stranger about my innermost insecurities is simply unimaginable. I hid from my parents. I hid from you. The only reason you know about my habit was simply through chance. There's an awful lot of vulnerability and blind trust to put into a random stranger, don't you think? As much as I hate to admit it. Yeah, I definitely see what she means. It's easy for me to just stand here and ask her to see a therapist, but it's a whole different story for her. If it's any consolation, Midas, I don't exactly cut frequently. I won't deny that it still happens, but ever since we started dating, it happens a little less. Really? Yes. Having someone to talk to, someone who's open-minded, who's willing to listen to me ramble about literature and knives with me, it does make a difference. Well, that gives me hope that it'll change over time. She slowly inches her face closer to mine. It's amazing how much of a difference just one person can make. So thank you. She tentatively reaches her arms for a hug. I comply instantly and pull her close. Her head rests against my chest. Yuri, look, I get it. I know you don't want to see a therapist, but can you at least promise me that you'll think about it? For my sake, for yours. She looks up at me. Midas, please, I'm serious. I know you don't want to, but it isn't something I can ignore. Okay, I promise that I'll at least consider it. But please don't get your hopes up, okay? Alright. That's all I can ask for now. She nods slowly. By the way, I've been meaning to ask you. Would you like to read the first ghost story I've ever had with me? Aww. This is actually pretty nice. You still got it on you? Of course. It's one of the strongest reminders I have of my parents. Sadness flickers over her features. I'm quick to reply. Of course. Where is it? She motions to a book resting snugly on the bookshelf next to her bed. Even though it's a little sad to think about how the book serves as a memory for dead parents, it's endearing that it's so close to her bed. Almost like a guardian that watches over her when she sleeps. Man, Mom was right. I really do sound like Yuri.